Enter the world of Immanuel Kant, where every thought is a universe, and every question is an adventure. Kant, a titan of philosophy, demonstrated ways in which we think about morality, existence, and knowledge. You're about to hear quotes that will challenge your understanding of right and wrong, reality and illusion. Have fun. If man makes himself a worm, he must not complain when he is trodden on. We rarely think of darkness when we think of light, of misery when we think of happiness, of pain when we think of happiness, but vice versa at all times. The more you have thought, the more you have done, the longer you have lived. Human perfection lies in the unity of character. No person is as important as he thinks he is. A man is easy to explore. A woman never reveals her secret. Imagination is our good genius or our demon. Genius is the talent of inventing what cannot be taught or learned. There is nothing more practical than a good theory. The aimless man suffers his fate. The purposeful man shapes it. Creation is never finished. It may have started once, but it will never end. I can, because I want what I have to. Have the courage to use your own reason. That is the motto of enlightenment. So-called common sense is innate ignorance. There is only one escape from work: to let others work for you. Laziness is the tendency to rest without prior work. Heaven has given human beings three things to balance the odds of life: hope, sleep, and laughter. Those whose life has the most value fear death the least. When a person is often the subject of conversation, he quickly becomes the subject of criticism. Nothing ever outrages more than injustice. All the other evils we endure are nothing compared to this. War is bad in that it makes more evil people than it takes away. When justice perishes, there is no longer any value in human beings living on earth. Everyone's freedom begins where another's freedom ends. People like to be passive with their conscience. The light dove, in free flight cutting through the air, the resistance of which it feels, could get the idea that it could do even better in airless space. Humility is actually nothing more than a comparison of one's worth with moral perfection. Blindness separates things. Deafness separates people. It is for the senses to observe, for the mind to think. The senses do not deceive, not because they always judge correctly, but because they don't judge at all, which is why error always falls only to the mind. But I can think whatever I want as long as I don't contradict myself. If we want the ends, we also want the means. Do what makes you worthy of happiness. All knowledge comes from experience. Experience is a product of reason. Duty is the need to act out of respect for the law. Only those who take life seriously takes it very seriously, but also really has a sense of humor. There is no arguing about taste. It is essential for the human mind to distinguish between the possibility and reality of things. Everything that nature itself arranges is good for some purpose. The whole of nature is actually nothing other than a connection of phenomena according to rules, and there is no irregularity anywhere. With age, the power of judgment increases and genius decreases. We are not in the world to be happy, but to fulfill our duty. There is nothing more permanent than impermanence. Errors do not arise merely because we do not know certain things, but because we undertake to judge, although we do not know all that is required. You are rich not by what you own, but even more by what you know how to do without. What is beautiful is that which pleases without interest. Experience is an understood perception. Act in such a way that you use humanity, both in your person and in the person of everyone else, at all times as an end, never just as a means. Enlightenment is man's emergence from his self-inflicted immaturity. True wisdom is the companion of simplicity. The absolutely unconditional is not encountered at all in experience. Memory is imagination with consciousness. Thinking is talking to yourself. An idea is nothing other than the concept of a perfection that is not yet found in experience. Freedom is actually the ability to subordinate all arbitrary actions to the motives of reason. For no reason in the world can man cease to be a freely acting being. Philosophy is the idea of a perfect wisdom that brings us the ultimate purposes of human reason. He who shows judgment in business is clever. If he has wit at the same time, he is called wise. For the learning soul, life has infinite value even in its darkest hours. It may be that not everything a man thinks is true, for he may be mistaken, but he must be truthful in everything he says. All people have prejudices, just of different kinds. Equanimity is the sense of self of a healthy soul. He who loves good people can at least not be entirely depraved. What I want? The mind asks. What is important? Judgment asks. What comes out? Reason asks. Lack of judgment is actually what is called stupidity, and there is no remedy for such a defect. Order is the connection of the many according to a rule. Conscience is the awareness that there is an inner judgment in man. The highest thing the human being can possess is that calm, that serenity, that inner peace that no passion can disturb. Many people are unhappy because they cannot think abstractly. Thank you for watching. If you like this video, then don't miss the following one.